Welcome to the Don't Get Fooled show with Big Red Ace, NFL Week 12. Let's go, Ace.
Bam. All right, boys and girls, NFL Week 12, Big Ree. Cannot wait. Super pumped. We got Thanksgiving coming up. Got football on Thursday, football on Sunday. Cannot wait. We're coming off a really nice week. 4-2, Big Ree.
5-2.
5-2. 5-2 last week, and so ready to keep the money train rolling. All the boys and girls are cashing in. Tickets coming into the DMs. Love seeing those tickets. The boys and girls are cashing in. Nothing better. I mean, people ask me all the time, not from the show, not from the viewers, but just people around our circle, people I know, keep doing the videos. You guys keep doing the show. What motivates you? And deep down, the biggest motivation, the biggest satisfaction that I have out of everything else is having the boys and girls winning cash.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's trying to make some extra cash. Who's not trying to have some extra cash in their pocket?
Exactly.
And if you know what you're doing, get a lot of extra cashing and relieve some stress from your day-to-day job, family stress, things like that. And this is an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
You know, and this is an opportunity to win some money over the weekend, over a month, over a 6-month period. This is a second job for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And there's nothing better, like, you know, we're doing all the work. Boys and girls don't need to do anything. Yeah. Like, if you want to do your research and you're into that, that's fine too. This is all a community and everybody has their own insights, and I love that part of it. But there's some people that just are trying to make some extra cash, and they're like, let's tune in, let's see the picks, and I'm going to put some, you know, they don't want to do any of the work. They just want to get the picks and put it on and just have some juice while they're watching the game.
Yeah.
And I love it when we have like a weekend like we did last weekend, where we went 6-1 in college, 5-2 in NFL, and people are just making a lot of money right before the holidays. I love that. Like, I just want to empty like all the sports books and all the bookies and like everyone just cashing in.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
You know, and we got some big news coming soon where we're going to put a lot more content. A lot of stuff is going to be coming on hopefully real soon, but people are going to be cashing in big time.
Yeah.
And it's going to be big, Big Ree. Just get ready for the train. It's going to go viral, and everyone's going to be making cheese off of Big Ree and Ace's picks.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. Last week, as we said, you know, it was a really good weekend. To start it off bad on, you know, the Thursday night game. We had the Green Bay Packers and Titans, and that was my first pick. I had Green Bay -3, and Green Bay just, honestly, they just look like crap, Big Ree. I'm sorry to say that.
They do. There's rumors that it could be a Derek Carr or Aaron Rodgers swap.
Possible.
They would have to give something else for sure.
The Raiders would have to give up
Yeah.
more. Yeah, for sure. They would have to.
Because they're saying Devontae Adams is not happy and he does not want to stay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Unless they get Rodgers.
I don't know if I buy that, though. He had he's had over 100 yards the last 3 games. And he had the game-winning walk-off touchdown in overtime. I'm not buying Devontae's not happy. I'm buying that there's a potential trade in the works. Potentially, Rodgers.
They want to get rid of Derek Carr too. Even if they don't get rid of Devontae and he stays, that's their goal.
But if you keep Devontae, you need a QB.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I don't know I could see that. I can see it, but I don't know. But Devontae left Green Bay because he didn't want to be with Rodgers. Is crap. So I don't know if I'm buying that.
No, he left because he didn't know how long Rodgers was going to be there for.
That's fair, but just because he comes to the Raiders, this guy could play the same games.
Yeah.
So who knows? But I don't know. That would be interesting. But yeah, that was a doozy of a pick. So it started off 0-1 Thursday night, and I was not happy about it. You know, and you felt it early on. I was like, dude, this game.
I kind of knew.
You felt it early on, but then after that, ran the table 7-0 college and NFL on the video. So. You know, it started off bad, and so, it's just like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. They got some bad days. You don't just give up. So that was a super good week for us. We're going to keep that going. Let's get into some of the games, you know, from last week. We had Atlanta beat the Bears. That was my lock of the week. They came through. The Bills, they won against the Browns.
Yeah.
You know, 31-23. That was an interesting game for them. You know, they played well. Eagles and Colts, that was another one of my games.
That was very close.
Very close. I mean, it looked like Colts were going to pull the upset too, right?
Yeah.
They were up 16-10. If they got that last touchdown, instead of, they only got a field goal, but they could have won that. But my under hit there and the Colts covered. Then we had the Patriots game against the
crazy.
Jets. You had the Patriots there minus what, 2.5 or 3?
I think 3.5.
3, okay. And 3-3. Jets get the ball back with 2 minutes left. And these guys decide to run the ball twice. I mean, they basically are just playing for overtime.
Yeah.
And then that's what you deserve. It's always you play to win the game. Say it, baby.
Herm Edwards, you play to win the game.
And they weren't playing to win the game. They were playing to go to overtime.
Yeah, facts.
You have a chance there. Try to drive. Then they ended up punting with 20 seconds or something, and they run it back, the punt. They deserve that. You can't see that was coming, but you play to win the game.
Yeah.
And Zach Wilson, I've been saying this since he got drafted. This guy's going to be a bust.
They might bench him. Did you hear that?
Yeah, they might. I don't. But you know what?
I could see it.
But first, when they asked Robert Saleh, after the game, he said that's the last thing that's in my mind. That I'm like, that's not even a thought.
Yeah.
And now at least he's like, okay, we're not going to make a decision. The thing is, I don't know if that guy, what's his name? What's the backup guy?
Joe Flacco?
No. What's the other? Joe Flacco, and then what's the other guy from last year? Mike White? Yeah, White. None of those guys are the answer. That's why if they had like a Garoppolo or somebody behind them, this is all, even a Jameis Winston. This wouldn't even be a question. This wouldn't even be a question. This guy'd be benched.
Yeah.
This guy is already. He's 2 years later, but he's already in the Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen category.
Yeah.
Of guys that might have some hype, but not doing nothing.
Exactly, yeah.
And Baker's not doing anything. We'll talk about him later. But Zach Wilson, I called it. I knew this guy was going to be a bust. But you know what? The only thing that's for the Jet fans is they have some nice pieces now. They're looking like a solid team, a competitive team. So you get a good quarterback in there. They got receivers.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they got receivers, dude. They got a nice team.
Elijah Moore.
Corey Davis. If he comes back healthy next year, they got some offensive weapons. They'll add some more picks.
Yeah.
Just get them a QB. You already got to move on from Wilson, in my opinion.
I agree, 100%.
If I'm the Jets, I try to get do you think they get a third-round pick for him?
Yeah, you can get there.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He hasn't shown enough.
It's like when Sam Darnold got traded. They got a third for him, right?
Yeah, but Darnold wasn't as bad as Wilson is.
I mean,
and Darnold didn't have the weapons. Everyone's like, if you give him some weapons, we'll see what he can do. This guy's got weapons. It just looks like crap.
Yeah, facts.
But we'll see. The Rams, their season is done.
You think so? You're a Rams fan.
Yeah, but they're done.
So it's over.
The Rams season is done. I'm calling it
Okay.
in. That's done. Giants, they got upsetted by Detroit.
Yeah,
Detroit. Quietly 3 straight wins.
Yeah.
And, they beat the Giants. We got the Ravens 13-3. Yeah. You had that game, and they beat the Panthers 13-3. What happened? They got lucky to win that game.
Their offense just went quiet. I mean, they should have put 20 points easy on the board.
Easy, but the only reason they even got that touchdown in the fourth quarter, they were up 6-3, was that fumble by Smith. And then they got the ball and won the 30-yard line.
Yeah.
They got lucky to win that game. Commanders, as expected, win against Texans. The Raiders, 22-16 versus Denver.
Walk-off.
That was a walk-off. Devontae Adams, 35-yard touchdown. The Denver defense just got lost.
Yeah.
And Carr threw a sick running pass. And look, I heard a stat someone showed me. If the Broncos scored 18 points in regulation in all other games, just 18 points, they'd be 9-1 right now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just an unbelievable stat. And back to that other stat, someone told me that the Chargers have not beat the Niners since 2000.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's just a crazy stat that, they've not beat the Chargers since 2000.
Yeah.
Someone told me that from the week before. I forgot to mention it. Bengals, they won against Pittsburgh. Joe Burrow looked good. Chiefs game and Chargers game. That was a great game last night.
Yeah, that was good.
I was actually watching that on the plane back.
Yeah.
That was a good game. I mean, Chargers had a chance, but Herbert didn't come through.
I took +6.
+6. That was an easy one, Big Ree. That was an easy one.
And it was a win, even if it went to overtime.
Yeah, so you're gonna get it if there's no. But yeah, I mean, I like that line from the right when the lines came out. I like that line right away, and that was another. That was an easy one. This is back to what we were talking about on college. We have way more picks. We're just putting out 3 each, guys. That's just what it is. And then there's over and under picks. You got player props, which is a big deal. There's a lot of picks going on, but we're only doing 3. So hopefully, future coming soon, boys. More picks, more content. Your boy Josh Allen, under 200 yards.
He was bad again, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully he heats up at the right time. We'll see. But anyhow, let's get into some BS talk, Big Ree. Thanksgiving weekend is coming up.
Yeah, for sure.
Cannot wait. Nothing like Thanksgiving. I said in the college real quickly, love that weekend. Really the start of the holidays for me.
Yeah.
So super pumped about Thanksgiving, all the good food, all the good sides and desserts. Cannot wait. But before we get into, Thanksgiving, we get into some foods and your side dishes, which we've already done a little bit in college. What are you most thankful for, Big Ree, this year?
My family.
Your family.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love my loved ones, friends, family.
I like that. That's good. Nothing like family and friends. You got, and everyone says family, and I'm very big on family, but there's a lot of important friends, and they are like family to me. So I always include family and friends.
Want to give a specific shout out to anyone?
Do I want to give a shout out? I'll give some shout outs to, some people.
No, to your friends. Not to like the fans, like to your friends.
Oh, I got a lot of friends, Big Ree. So,
okay, so I'm just saying.
Shout out to a lot of the friends. There's a lot of important people. All the family, friends. We got Double A. We got Zeus. We got Obi.
Yeah.
Z-Ball. Harry B.
Yeah.
Moondog. Javi.
Yeah.
AYB.
Yeah.
DK.
And Blue.
The kid Blue. The kid Aaron.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mozambique. And that's just a nickname for somebody. It's not the country. But shout out to Mozambique also. A lot of people, man. I can go on and on. So if I forgot you, shout outs to everybody. D Money. Shea Money. But yeah, Thanksgiving, Big Ree, just thankful.
Yeah,
just thankful that we got through this COVID situation and things are back to normal, it seems, for the most part. So I'm thankful for that because it was some dark times thinking like, dude, just being home and wearing masks all the time. So thankful for that. Thankful for health overall. Gotta lose a little bit of the poundage after last 2 months, but from a year or two ago, I'm in pretty good shape. So I'm thankful for. There's a lot to be thankful for, Big Ree.
Yeah,
you got to remember something. Things can always be worse. They can always be worse.
Yeah.
And
no doubt.
you can think, oh, dude, when I have more money or a better job or a better personal situation, but then you might not have some of the things that you take for granted right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And so just we're blessed. And so just got to be appreciative of things you have. That's kind of my takeaway.
Yeah.
Is I'm thankful for so many stuff, and so just be thankful in your own right to whatever it is. You don't need to publicize it, but just be thankful and blessed. But yeah, looking forward to Thanksgiving dinner, Big Ree. Gonna have almost the sides we talked about earlier: mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, greens, candy yams. Oh, I cannot wait. The jalapeno corn, are we going to get that this year?
Yeah, no doubt.
Just turkey is always good. Just can't wait. And then the desserts, the pie with whipped cream.
Yeah, for sure.
And then some hot chocolate, some tea at night, coffee. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
What about you, Big Ree?
About the same. Just looking forward to football, right? When you wake up, get that TV on.
Yep.
Let's go.
I love turning on the TV in bed. and watching about 10 minutes in bed and then getting up.
Yeah.
Like just to be in bed a little bit, like, okay, you know what? I can lay in bed for another 10, 20, maybe 30 minutes and just pop the TV on and just watch a little bit of football and then get up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's going to be good, holiday season for the next 40 days. Anything else you want to throw in, Big Ree?
No, that's pretty much it.
I want the viewers, I think we do this every year. It's a tradition. Let's comment. It's going to keep it simple. You're going to comment your 2 items. First item is your favorite side. Your favorite side. And if you want to get a little bit detailed, I like that because there's a little bit variations. And number 2, your favorite pie.
Yeah.
Favorite slice of pie. That's it. Or if you're like, hey, you know what? I'm a big pie guy, but we always have this cake on Thanksgiving. Or we always have this cheesecake or something.
Yeah.
Throw it in there. I love reading it. And we do our best to reply to most of the comments. Sometimes we don't, but we read all the comments, guys. So we hear you guys, and as we stated earlier, as the show grows and matures, hopefully we'll add in some call in. We got a lot of recommendations to have a call in session. We'll have live sessions and people can call in and we'll go over topics and games and lines and just chop it up. So the more we can do, the more we will, and the show will grow organically, but we're doing our best, guys. We really want to do more with the show. Let's get into some shout outs, Big Ree.
Shout out to Dez from Guam.
From Guam. Shout out all the way from Guam, Big Ree. That's impressive. That's a country that we've not had a shout out from.
Yeah.
And so that I love getting the new countries, or someone's like, oh, we're tuning in from this country. Shout out to Carl Cavines from Biloxi, Mississippi, invited us, Big Ree, to Biloxi. And I want to, Carl, if you're listening to this right now, I'm going to make a trip soon to Biloxi 2023. And when I do, I will put it on the video or on Instagram, the Big Ree and Ace. Hopefully you come with me, Big Ree. If not, then Ace is coming to Biloxi, and we have a big contingent in Mississippi.
Yeah, for sure.
And so we'll probably move around to some of the different casinos, have some meet and greets. And so I cannot wait to see to meet some of the viewers and go to Biloxi, mini Vegas, and cannot wait. It's on my list, 2023, probably summer. Stay tuned. All right, Big Ree.
Shout out to TD Win.
TD Win. Love it, love it. Shout out to Zane Adams. Zane Adam. So shout out to Zane. Appreciate it.
Shout out to Gurpreet Johal.
Gurpreet Johal. Back in my college days, Big Ree, had a really good friend by the name of Gurpreet. This dude was awesome, man. Yeah. This dude was the real deal. Just a real funny cat, man. And so shout out to Gurpreet. Shout out to John Rooney from Belfast, Ireland. All right, mate.
Shout out to Wen Chu Khan. Shout out to Anthony Paradis. What up, Anthony? Shout out to Mo Green.
Mo. And last shout out to Asif and Aya from Dallas, Texas. All right. Anything else, Big Ree?
That's it.
Let's get into the survivor picks of the week. I got a survivor. We got the Houston Texans against the Miami Dolphins. I'm taking Miami.
Yeah,
all right, Big Ree.
That's my survivor pick as well.
Is it? You like Miami?
I really like Tua to go off on this week.
Everybody's beating up on Houston right now,
Yeah, if the Commanders are going to beat up on them, then, I'll be honest, I didn't have a survivor pick, but I thought about it. I thought about all my picks that I have. They're very low spreads. So,
yeah.
But I agree. And
but you said you liked Tua. You were talking about Tua earlier.
I'm a big Tua fan.
So
you know that.
And I think they're going to heat up. I like Miami. I think they would have a better record than they do, but Tua got hurt, right?
Yeah.
Everyone keeps trying. Miami's kind of the forgotten team right now.
Yeah, for sure.
But if they want, their offense is solid, but they're going to need to get more production out of the run game.
Yeah.
Which they have. They have some capable backs, and the defense has got to step up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think the offense, I mean, Tua is one of those guys that can take you there, but we'll see. All right, anything else? You want to get into the docket of games? Or should we just delay it a little bit more? Because I know a lot of people love the BS talk. They love the BS talk. They're waiting for this. They want us to have separate segments just on BS talk.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, without further ado, boys and girls, here we go, boys and girls. Aquí vamos, chicos y chicas. Let's go. Game 1. We got the New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are a 9-point favorite, Big Ree. The Giants 7-3. They're coming off a 31-18 loss to Detroit. They outgained Detroit 413-325, but 3 turnovers. They basically gave Detroit 14 points.
Yeah.
That's the difference. They have lost 2 of their last 3 games. Look, 8 of their 10 games have been decided by 8 or fewer points, Big Ree.
Yeah.
All games have been decided by 14 or under, all other games. And they had a season-low 89 yards rushing last week.
Yeah.
Barkley, 15 carries for only 22 yards.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
But you know what? They're going up against Dallas, who has the 26th ranked run D. Did you know that?
Yeah.
26th ranked run D, giving up 136 yards per game. Then we got the Cowboys, 7-3, coming off a 40-3 spanking of the Minnesota Vikings. Big Ree called that game.
Yeah.
And that was your lock of the week of Dallas, and just spanked Minnesota. Nobody saw that. Unbelievable. I mean, unreal line. Just, it was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the line was just fishy from the start. I'll say it. I didn't expect a blowout like that.
It was crazy.
I did expect the Cowboys to win by like 7-10.
That was unreal.
Yeah.
But you analyzed the game 100%. You said it was a dome game. You know, all this stuff. You analyzed it and you cleaned up on that. Just dominated the Vikings, 458 yards to 183. Unbelievable. And even, a lot of people were like, oh, the Vikings are not, prior to that game, Vikings are not getting enough credit.
Yeah.
I was hearing that, and now we know why. Dallas have won 7 of their past 9 games since the Week 1 loss to Tampa Bay. Dak had one of his best games, right?
For sure.
But they played the 31st ranked pass D.
Yeah.
The 31st pass. Did you know Minnesota's the 31st pass D?
That's crazy.
A lot of people don't know that. And here's the thing. I don't see the Cowboys covering this.
Yeah.
I don't see it at all. Giants have a solid defense. I think they're going to manage the clock with their run game. And Dallas is not punching in touchdowns. They're not punching in touchdowns versus field goals, and I think that's the difference. You're getting a lot of field goals. I like the Giants to have more rushing yards this week and have a bounce back against Dallas. And I'm taking the Giants +9. All right, game 2. We got the Denver Broncos at the Carolina Panthers. The Broncos are a 2.5-point favorite, Big Ree. And before we get into the Broncos, I just want a little touch basis on the Broncos, Big Ree. Because last week we discussed the Broncos and Russell Wilson, and you had a lot to say.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the Broncos and a lot of the fans were commenting on our video last week, and I read all of those.
Yeah.
And a lot of good big paragraphs, and a lot of people commented a lot. And so a couple of tidbits for you, Big Ree. And a lot of people were coming to me, DMing me, people that I was talking to about this, about like, what the hell is Big Ree talking about? About he's trying to act like Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton are all pro receivers, and he keeps talking about that. And so I said, and I already felt that. I was like, what are you talking about? These guys are not all pro receivers. But then I want to do a little bit more digging. And so, you're such a big fan of Courtland Sutton. He's been in the league for 5 years, Big Ree. Do you know how many 100-yard games he's had in his career?
No.
5.
Okay.
5 100-yard games. 5. Then you were talking about Jerry Jeudy. He's got Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Judy's been in the league 3 years. You know how many 100-yard games he's got? 3. 3.
I want you right now to name the best QB they've had.
Who?
Throw them the ball.
Russell Wilson. Right now. Russell Wilson is their best quarterback.
Good joke.
Who do you think it is? It's Drew Lock?
Before Russell Wilson.
You think it's Drew Lock?
Before Russell Wilson.
Do you think it's Drew Lock?
Before Russell Wilson.
I'm asking you. Do you think it's Drew Lock?
That's why their stats were that, though. You're trying to make it like, oh, this guy's. If you put Rodgers there, these guys would be tearing shit up.
Come on, Ree. Look, Sutton has had one good year. Who was his QB when they had 1,000 yards receiving?
Probably Lock.
No, it was not Lock. Who was
Teddy B? Probably.
Okay, Teddy Bridgewater's a serviceable quarterback.
Yeah.
But these guys are. You're acting like these guys are Pro Bowl receivers. You think you put Jerry Jeudy and Sutton on like a team with Aaron Rodgers? These guys are going to be 1,000-yard receivers.
Easy, no doubt. And the point is, Russell Wilson was making no-name wide receivers in Seattle look good.
Like who?
He's all these guys.
Like who?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's just like he was so good in Seattle, and then now he just disappeared. I mean, you can make all the excuses you want.
But right now he's not throwing touchdowns, but he's still getting yards.
You know, it's all about the touchdowns, as you said about Josh Allen. It's all about the touchdowns. What happened? What happened? Oh no, it's all about the touchdowns. Come on.
I said Josh Allen's about wins and not interceptions and MVPs, and that's fair. But here's another thing. You know, look.
Lost to the Raiders at home.
Look, Big Ree, listen. I want to say another thing, and then you're like, oh. We talked about the running back situation, and I said they got Melvin Gordon, for God's sakes. Oh, you said he's still a really good running back.
He'll get signed.
But what happened to him today?
He got waived.
He got waived. I don't know teams that waive really good running backs. 29-year-old running backs. The guy's washed up. I said it. He got waived, and clearly, you know, you got to take the L on that.
I will.
Take the L on that.
I'll accept L on that.
Take the L.
But you need when the end of the season comes, we're going to be talking about Russell Wilson again.
Listen, Big Ree, we'll be talking about Russell Wilson, but you can't write him off just yet. You can't write him off just yet. You can't. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe you're right. If you give him 2 years and this is a doozy of a performance like he does, then I'll say, Big Ree, you were right.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
But we'll see. But let's get into Denver. Coming off a 22-16 overtime loss to the Raiders. The offense played solid, but the defense gave up 407 yards. 407 yards, Big Ree, the defense gave up. 2 big touchdowns to Devontae Adams was the difference in this game. Denver has lost 6 of their last 7 games. Have not given up more than 22 points all season, though, the defense. And wide receiver Jerry Jeudy is day-to-day. He did not play last week, but he's day-to-day. Then we got Carolina, who's 3-7. They're coming off a 13-3 loss to Baltimore. They played well overall, but a late fumble was the difference. And then, as you said, Baker Mayfield was going to bake up some turnovers, and he did. He had 2 interceptions in the 4th. But they are 3-3 at home, so they are a better home team. Very inconsistent defense. Sometimes their defense looks really good. Sometimes it looks like crap, because 6 of their 11 games, they've given up at least 24 points. Here's the thing. Both of these teams are losing a lot of games.
Yeah.
They are.
Facts.
And I can tell you this right now. One of these teams has to win the game.
Yeah.
They're both losing a lot of games, but one has to win. Do you agree? One of the teams is going to win unless it gets to a tie.
Yeah.
But, one of these teams is going to win. And here's the thing. Denver is losing to better teams than Carolina.
Yeah.
And Denver has a better D. We'll agree there, right?
Yeah.
Denver has a better D. And I just don't see Carolina putting up any points here. I just don't see them putting up more than 10 points in this game. And I like Denver to score 21 points in this game. 21.
Hold on, they're going to score more than 18?
Yeah.
Hold on. They're going to score more than 18?
I like Denver to score 21
Whoa, that's crazy.
to 24
if Russell
points.
can do that?
And I like, Carolina to score 10. I think he's going to do well.
Yeah, that's what.
And I like the running back on Carolina, but it's not enough. They're going up against a good defense, and so I'm taking Denver minus 2.5. Denver Broncos game 3. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Cleveland Browns. The Buccaneers are a 3-point favorite. Tampa Bay 5-5. Coming off a 21-16 win versus Seattle in Germany prior to the bye week. They really dominated Seattle in that game. And that score looks closer, but they dominated Seattle. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They do have 5 losses on the season. 1 loss, 5 points to Dallas, 2 points to Pittsburgh, 2 points to Green Bay, 10 points to Kansas City. The only bad loss was to Carolina, 21-3. The defense has only given up over 21 points twice, Big Ree. Twice. Brady, 66% completion rate, 12 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, Big Ree, 280 yards per game. So Brady is kind of doing what as expected, honestly. I mean, I think he could have had a little bit more touchdowns, but you can kind of knock a 45-year-old Brady.
Yeah.
I know you like to, rip Tom Brady, but that guy's, playing pretty serviceable, playing pretty solid. Then we got Cleveland, 3-7. They're coming off a 31-23 loss to Buffalo. This game was over in the fourth quarter, though. The score makes it look like it was closer. It was 28-10 with 5 minutes left. This game was already done. They honestly probably should have won they should have probably lost by 25. They gave up 6 field goals. 6 field goals. Buffalo had 6 field goals. Cleveland's lost 6 of their last 7 games. They're giving up 27 points per game. Cleveland, that's 31st ranked in the NFL. And I think they're going to get down early, and I just don't see them being able to come back. I like Tampa Bay to make some momentum, right? And I like Tampa Bay here. And so I'm taking Tampa Bay -3. That's my lock of the week, boys and girls. And I'm going to throw in a bonus pick here, Big Ree, just because it's a Thanksgiving and I want to give the viewers a Thanksgiving bonus pick. So if anybody wants some extra juice on Thanksgiving, so there are 3 games, but I'm going to give that pick after your picks. All right, Big Ree, let's go.
All right, the first game I got is the Pats at Vikings Thanksgiving Day. Pats coming off a 10-3 win, as Ace mentioned. A crazy game at the end, game-winning punt return touchdown. Vikings coming off an ass whooping. Terrible on both sides of the ball, obviously 40-3. I mean, that can explain it all. Vikings definitely have the better offense. Pats have the better defense, but I really like the Vikings to cover here. I think this is kind of another Vegas special, just the other way around this week. And I'm taking the Vikings -3, my lock of the week.
Bam, bam,
The
bam.
next game I got is the Bengals at the Titans. The current spread is Bengals -1.5. Titans 7-3, coming off a 27-17 win versus the Packers Thursday night. Bengals 6-4, coming off a 37-30 win versus the Steelers. And the Titans look pretty good, even though they played the bad Packers. And Ryan Tannehill's back. Derrick Henry's having a big year. The Bengals do look good. Jamar Chase might be coming back.
Oh, really?
Joe Mixon got hurt. But a big concern was them giving up 30 points to the Steelers. And I really like the Titans here. I think the Titans continue. I'm taking the Titans +1.5.
Wow.
The last game I got is the Raiders at the Seahawks. Raiders 3-7, coming off a 22-16 win versus the Broncos in Denver. Seahawks coming off a bye. Last game was in Germany versus the Bucs. Lost 21-16. I'm not high on the Raiders. I'm really high on the Seahawks now this year. Rookie running back Kenneth Walker is going to have a field day. He's in for a big one if you have him on fantasy, which I do.
Woo-hoo.
And the Raiders' defense is really bad. Geno Smith will have a good game as well. 12th man will be a major factor. So I'm taking the Seahawks -4.
All right, boys and girls, throwing out a bonus pick. Just, it's Thanksgiving, so I'm in the mood of giving.
Yeah.
And I know, I'm always getting inundated on Instagram all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes on YouTube, but in the comments. But usually on Instagram, it's just nonstop. We get messaged about any game.
Yeah.
Any game. What's your pick on Thursday night? What's your play? What's your lean? And it's just... So at this point, just to stop all of that, I know people are going to ask, people want some extra juice on Thursday. Look, Bills are a 9-point favorite against Detroit, Big Ree.
Yeah.
I really like the Bills here. I'm going to throw, it's my bonus pick, but I'm making it clear, I'm throwing Buffalo into some teasers, okay? And the money line on Buffalo. But if anybody just wants a pick, I'm leaning Buffalo -9 there.
Yeah.
That's a bonus pick if you just want an extra pick on Thursday. But personally, I'm leaning money line on Buffalo all day and throwing it in a 6-point teaser. So that's what I'm doing. But all right, happy Thanksgiving, boys and girls, and eat good. And until next week.